Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashim and Kakadash. Now, when you look at Mount SEIR, and you go into Genesis 36, it lets you know that Esau's children, who are the Edomites, dwell in Mount SEIR. Genesis 36. So then when you see Obadiah and Habakkuk and Jeremiah 49 and Job, you see that these Edomites was always identified by them dwelling in the clefts of the rocks, and that has a double meaning to it, because not only did they make their houses where it said the habitations was high, they pretty much was always in the mountains. That's why I say they exalt themselves as the eagle. The eagle makes its nest in the mountains. Sometimes here in America, in the South, they do it at the top of the tree, but in certain climates and areas, they have put their nest in the mountains. And this is how the Edomites operate. So I'm going to grab a couple of those scriptures and close out. Okay, Obadiah. Let's get verse 3. It say, the pride of your heart have deceived you, you that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? Verse 4. Though you exalt yourself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring you, or thence will I bring you down, says the Lord. Okay, now let's get Jeremiah 49. Okay, it says, verse 16. Thy terribleness have deceived you, and your pride, and the pride of your heart, O you that dwell in the clefts of the rock, and holdeth the height of the hill. See, there go that holdeth the height of the hill. That's that mountain climbing. Though you shall make thy nest as high as the eagle, see, I will bring you down from thence, says the Lord. See, this is how these Edomites roll. Now let's check Obadiah, because Obadiah is all about the Edomites also. And this is the prophecy that's exposing these Edomites, like in Jeremiah 49 and 10. For verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. See, this is the time that we got to expose the Edomites and prophesy against them. But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass, it will not tarry. See, we wasn't exposing these Edomites 10 years ago on the level that we're exposing them now, because now we can see clearly who they are. They dwell in the cleft of the rocks. They mountain climb. You see, and this is the prophecy about Edom. Look at verse 3. God came from Teman. See, Teman is a grandson of Esau and was a duke, a king in the Edomite kingdom. It says, and the Holy One from Mount Paran. There go that mountain again. See, they always dwell in the mountains. Look at verse 10. It say the mountains saw you, and they trembled. Now those mountains can be uh, kingdoms, but at the same time you can go for real mountain. And they tremble. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttereth her voice, and lifted up his hands on high. And so let me just go ahead and get Job. Let's see here, Job chapter 30, verse 1. Okay. Well, let's get straight to the point. I'm going to make this a quick video. Verse 6. Well, verse 5, get the context of verse 6. It says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. Verse 6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. See, this is where the Edomites dwell. Now, it say they were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. See, cavemen, base men. Let's go to (35). It says in verse 3, it say, and say unto it, and after he said, prophesy against Mount SEIR, the Edomites, it say, thus saith the Lord, behold, O Mount SEIR, I am against you, and I will stretch out my hand against you, and I will make you most desolate. See, the Lord is going to make these Edomites most desolate. It says, verse 5, because you have had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel. See, that's what they do. They don't just climb mountains and live in them. They come down and kill the children of Israel. Let's see here. Lamentations. That's going to back up this Job. Lamentations 4:19. It says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagle of heavens. They pursue us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. See, that mountain goes back to countries, but they always associated with mountains. Verse 21, it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. Where was Job at? Where was Job? There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. So he was dwelling in the land of the Edomites. That's why when he said that they was ran from among men, they ran them up into them caves, into the mountains. Let's see here. Well, let's get Revelation, because it talks about them in Revelation 20. verse 2, it says, and he laid hold of the dragon and the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. That's when they was ran up into the mountains after the Roman rulership. They was ran up into the mountains, and that's where they was dwelling. And they stayed there for 1,000 years because Constantine, all the way to the Renaissance, when they was rebirthed, when they came out of the mountain, when they came out of the bottomless pit, because it said they came out of the bottomless pit. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. See, they was loose out of those caves and from dwelling in the clefts of the rocks. They were loose to come down and deceive, to go out and deceive the nations to the four corners of the earth. You see, and they at the time now, in verse 8 it says, and they shall go out and deceive the nations which are at the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle. That's what they're doing now. They're gathering the Russians and the countries over there, the Edomites in that area, in Europe and Russia, to gather them together to war. And they're going to go to war over this uranium stuff. But I would say that for the next video. So this is the Edomites that's ruling. Let me end it with Daniel. And it's a certified situation because they are the kings that's ruling right now. And look what 44 says in Daniel. And in the days of these kings, what kings? These Edomite kings. The so-called white man is ruling in these countries. America, France, Germany, Russia, the UK, the EU, they are ruling. Say, in the days of these kings shall God set up a kingdom. See, he gonna set up his kingdom and do away with these kingdoms, which shall never be destroyed, and a kingdom shall not be left in other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So it's gonna break in pieces the kingdoms of Esau. You see, the kingdom that God, the nation that God is gonna rise up, and that's gonna be the nation of Israel. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.